Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Griffin.
Welcome back, you guys. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Also, I love the fact that I've got my partner in crime, just in case, in the shadows, in the background, doing some color commentating. And by the way, I hope you enjoy his comments because I certainly do. He gives me different perspective. He gives me new perspective, and I love his perspective. I always joke that I went from 6'1" to 4'7" overnight, fell 40 feet from some scaffolding, landed on my feet, broke my back, and changed my life forever. And I've learned that different isn't always better, but better is always different. And if we want to make things better, we've got to think different. And just in case, helps me think different, and it's great. And so thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for doing the dirty work. Thank you for your comments and your color commentation, your color commentation and whatnot. And so Justin, thank you so much for all that you do.
Well, Jeff, it's a pleasure, and it always has been. So get back to work.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I just wanted to introduce this new thing that's happened here. It's really not a new thing. I've been doing this for about 30 years. I call it dream weaving. I just got back from Tallinn, Estonia. I didn't even know where it was. It's like on the other side of the Baltic Sea. You've got Sweden and Norway and those countries over there. And then there's a 2-hour boat ride across the water, and then you got Estonia. And Tallinn is the capital city of it, and it borders Russia. And so Vishen Lakiani and his co-partner, Christina Mann Lakiani, they started Mind Valley University about 20 years ago. They're like, you know what, let's have a 3-week intense experience to where we give people a university experience in 3 weeks, and it's intense. It is. Some of the brightest thinkers go there and share some things on stage. I had an opportunity to go and speak there this year, and it was amazing. I was only there 10 days out of the 25 days that they have it, and I went through some withdrawals. But while I was there, I had an opportunity to share some things. I had an opportunity to learn some things, and one of my colleagues, Jimmy Narain, he was sharing how to put together an online course. And then he gave us a challenge. He gave us an invitation to put it together, get with an accountability partner, decide when you're going to do that. And I'm like, you know what? It was July 10th. Let's finish this before the end of the month. And so I went and I'm like, what tool, what technique, what problem can I solve? And it reminded me of the problem of not knowing what we want. Meaning, are you tired of getting what you don't want? Meaning, you're like, you know what? How many times are you're so tired of getting what you don't want? You're like, man, I'm so tired of not getting that promotion. I'm so tired of not coming up with that $1 million idea. I'm so tired of not executing on that idea. I'm so tired of not getting in shape. And so what's interesting is we get what we think about, and so. How many of us are tired of getting what we don't want? And so here's the opportunity to change that. Here's the opportunity to have at least 10 items, specific items where you are super crystal clear on what it is that you want to do, that you can focus on these next 90 days. And dream weaving, allows you to kind of just open up the floodgates of imagination, allows you to start to dream, starts to allow you to focus on the things that you truly want. And one of the things that I've discovered in this process is, the concept of where our focus goes, our energy flows, and what we think about is what we get is absolutely true. And so when I tell people that the key to dream weaving is to focus on what you don't want for a period of time. And what's interesting is, the gurus out there, Simon Sinek, he's one of them. He's like, you got to know your why. You got to have your why. Your why is going to drive you. And it's so super true. But I've never heard Simon teach somebody how to get your why. Tony Robbins is on the stage and he's like, listen, you got to unleash the power within. You got to be able to have this dream. You got to do all these other things. And I haven't heard Tony teach how to come up with that dream. Dean Graciosi, Brendan Bouchard, Lewis House, all the other influencers out there are telling you you got to have your dream. You got to know your why. But I haven't met anybody who hasn't been able to teach you how to do that. And so I'm excited to announce that if you go on this link here, there, wherever it is, in the comments, wherever it is, if you go to udemy.com and jump on this link, until the end of July, there is going to be a 65% discount on this course that is valued at $49.99. It's less than a phone bill. It's less than a Netflix subscription. It's less than your cable bill. It's less than your monthly trip to Starbucks. And the beauty of it is it's more valuable than any of them, because success is elusive and it's tough. It's hard to define. It's hard to get for most of us, but I believe that we've simplified that. For me, success is a 3-part series. Step 1 is you got to know what you want. Step 2 is you got to finish what you start. Step 3 is you got to celebrate the process. It's a little KFC. If you look at the acronym there, know, finish, celebrate. And most of us don't know what we want. Majority of us know what we don't want. And so dream weaving is that tool that will help you identify and unveil your true passion and purpose. And so, Justin, I'm so excited that I get to share this and get to explain how it's going to change your life. It is literally going to change your life, because once you know what you want, instead of dragging yourself through life, and instead of trying to get through life, hang in there, like Bobby Brady hanging on those monkey bars, trying to get taller and trying to get better. Dream weaving is going to help you identify and know what you want, and that is going to draw you. It's going to lead you. It's going to flip the switch, and instead of being a burden, it is an excitement that you get to start to listen to that song that sings inside your soul. You get to conduct and orchestrate that song. You get to start to climb that Everest that has been looming in the distance for so many years. And so I'm ready to unveil this tool and this technique that I've practiced and discovered on some of the harshest critics, called teenagers. Almost 30 years ago, I'm like, okay, how do we do this? How do we begin this journey? Because if you don't know where you want to go, or you don't know what you want to see or do or become, then none of this matters. And so it's just, everything else is just irrelevant. And so what is it that you want? What is your dream? What is that Everest you want to climb? What is that song that sings inside your soul? And so I'm like, okay, well, how do you do this? How do you get teenagers, some of the harshest critics in the world, until I started to teach executives and discovered that executives are harsher than teenagers, because adults are just teenagers who haven't figured it out. And so what we have here is this tool that I've kind of discovered over these years. We've defined, we've refined, and we've practiced on these kids, and we've perfected this process. And this process will help you discover those things that are important for you, and we'll discover some things that are like deep down inside. We'll unveil that which is your true purpose and passion. And so, dream weaving. You ready to hear like a little bit of what you're going to expect?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to finally give you the tool to stop getting what you're tired of getting. I don't want to get what I'm getting anymore. I want to start getting what I truly want. And what that is here is, is we're going to focus on taking what you don't want, flipping it on its head, and then defining what that is. Because sometimes we identify and discover what we want by defining and discovering what we don't want. And so we take a few minutes and we just let I almost say vomit, and I don't like to use the word vomit because it's like that, but that's what it is. We just want to just release, and we just want to pull out that which is, has been shoved down to the recesses, of your soul, and we want to pull them out, and we want you to discover what it is that you don't want, so we can just unveil what you do want. And so we just kind of we get that out there of what you don't want. For example, you don't want, some people are like, I don't want to be poor, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be lonely, I don't want to have a 9 to 5 job, I don't want to, and the list goes on and on and on. And so once we get that list out, I was working with a woman one time, a young mother. She's like, I don't want to feel like a monster anymore. I'm like, oh, that is a pretty heavy thing that you don't want. But if you keep on thinking about what you don't want, you're going to keep on getting that. So we unpack that. We're like, okay, well, what does that mean? You don't want to feel like a monster anymore. It's like, well, I want my husband to look at me the way he used to. And I'm like, oh, okay, perfect. What else does that mean? Well, I don't want my kids to, to not appreciate me. And she listed 3 or 4 other things. I'm like, okay, so these are things that you don't want. So what do you want from your kids? She's like, I want them to listen to me. I want them to obey the first time. I want them to appreciate the things that I do. Sometimes kids just won't do that, but that's good that you know what you want, because eventually you're going to start to behave and act in a way that where your kids are like, oh, mom expects this. By the time we were done with just that one simple phrase, I'm tired of feeling like a monster, we had unpacked 10 things that she wanted from that. For example, you may be listening and saying, I don't want to be poor. Okay, well, what do you want then? It could be, what, I want to be financially free. Okay, well, what does that mean? What does that look like? You may be making $50,000, $60,000 a year, and you're like, I want to be able to have a job that I want to do. I want to have a business, or I want to sell a product, or whatever that is, that's inside your soul. And you're like, I want to be financially free, meaning that I don't want to be confined to a 9 to 5 job, or I don't want to be enslaved to the system, or whatever that is that you're going through. And so you've got to be crystal clear on what that means. Is like, I don't want to be poor. And so, okay, well, what does that mean? You want to be wealthy? You want to be financially free? You don't want to work a 9 to 5 job. So that means that you want to be able to make your own decisions and go kill your own food and bring it back to your house and whatnot. And so you've got to get crystal clear on what you want. And so, but I don't want to be lonely. Okay, so what does that mean? Oh, I want to have a relationship. I want to get married. I want to have a family. I want to, again, what is that list? What does that mean that you don't want to be lonely? I just want to have a relationship, a healthy relationship, an honest relationship. And so again, what we do is we take those things that you don't want, we flip it on its head, and we identify what it is that you truly want. And a lot of times, this can be done on your own. But most of the time it can't, because you're just going to continue to get the same thing over and over again if you keep doing the things that you've done in the past. And so you don't need that sage on the stage. You need that guide by your side. And dream weaving is that guide by your side that's going to help you figure out how to weave that tapestry of dreams that's going to hang on somebody else's social media wall. The dream weaving is going to help you identify at least 10 things that you can focus on these next 90 days. Dream weaving is going to help you get crystal clear on what you want to see, do, and become. And again, what's going to happen there is after you've done this, you're going to be aligned. And getting aligned with this tool will unlock your dreams and desires, which will lead to promotions, raises, $1 million ideas, finding simple solutions, solving past problems, discovering new relationships, rekindling old ones, mending marriages, losing weight, getting unstuck, and finding clarity, which opens up the floodgates to endless possibilities. That is just the tip of the iceberg of what can happen, of what could happen, what does happen, and what consistently and persistently takes place once you do this, once you get crystal clear. This process can take up to 10 minutes. Once you understand it, most of the time it takes up to about 60 to 120 minutes the first time. But again, go check it out. There's a promotion going on until the end of July. There's a 66% discount, which knocks it down to $17. I think it's like $16.99. It is inexpensive. This investment is going to be the catalyst for many, many great things to come.
Wow. Wow. So basically, it's an affordable opportunity to go on a remarkable adventure.
That's what it is. It's like Bilbo Baggins, getting the invitation to go on a journey. And so, like, here's your invitation to go on your journey. I'm like, I'm giving you the tool, the ring, whatever it is that you want to call it. I'm giving you the tool that's going to turn some blank pages into black and white pages that you get to fill in with the color. And then you get to live life to the fullest, that you get to experience life in a different, at a different level, a different frequency, a different vibration. And you get to go after it and chase down those dreams. You get to conduct and orchestrate that song that sings in your soul. You get to go climb your Everest, and you get to enjoy every step along the way. And the first step is to figure out what you want to do, see, and become. Know what you want.
Jeff, thank you. Everybody, there'll be more information in the Read More.